Everyone sees the performances, the glamour, and the partying, but what nobody sees is the price that I've had to pay to chase my dreams in music, especially as a woman. Let's get into it. For one, I have no sense of time. And often when I think about this, I often wonder if I even have a respect for time anymore, or if it's possible to maintain a respect of time, because when it comes to working in music, literally nobody really cares what's going on in the world. Everything is active from like February until about October when the holidays start popping up, right? So there's often a lot of late nights, there's a lot of missed birthdays, missed holidays, missed events, because I'm often making a decision between hanging out or investing in my craft, which is hanging out or being in the studio, hanging out or writing a song, hanging out or doing this photo shoot, hanging out or doing this music video shoot, or hanging out and going to what people think is a party, but it's actually a networking event where a lot of big name people are going to be there. And if I want to make it in this industry somehow, I have to be there. So it's a lot of making decisions of where am I going to put my time. It's funny because I started back working a part-time job and I told my boss, I was like, hey, I'm going to be late coming in on Monday because, I have this show out of town and we're not getting in until early that morning. So I'll make it, but I'm going to be late. And she said, oh, well, actually, that's Labor Day anyway. So we're not even going to be open. So you don't have to come in on that day. Just come the next day. And I was like, oh, I completely forgot that regular people abide by federal holidays, because in music, it's just not something that we worry about. There are so many years that I've spent bringing in the new year in the studio, or people for their birthdays, they want to come and record because it's seen as cool to be an artist, or people will come in as a birthday gift, or a lot of times people being out of school. And especially being an audio engineer, it's one of those services that is catering around people's schedules. So it's not like I'm working a regular 9 to 5. No, I'm typically working whenever people are available. So if people get off of work at 6 o'clock, I'm available, or most of my sessions are going to be done after 6 o'clock on the weekday. If it's on the weekend, it can be whenever. There's also been people who want to come in after the club, and that's like midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 a.m. in the morning, It's a vibe to go to the studio, and so there's no real sense of time. It doesn't really matter what time it is or what's going on. We have this feeling right now, and we want to get this feeling out and put it on wax and put it in a song. That's very much one of the costs of working in music, is you end up losing a sense of time. Another cost of chasing music is I either don't have money, or my money is not going to places that other people think that it should be going. So on top of deciding whether or not I'm going to go to someone's party or someone's birthday party or an event, or go travel to see friends and family on holidays, money is one of those things where I'm having to choose between, okay, I have this extra money. Do I buy this Christmas present for my mom, for my sisters, my brothers, for my nieces or nephews? Or do I put this towards a photo shoot or a music video or social media promotion? There's always this constant balancing act, or this constant questioning of, I could spend my money here, but what if I spend it over here instead? So the decision often gets made to put that money into investing into my music because it's getting me a little further, right? And especially as a woman, I need new clothes, I need makeup, I need my hair done, I need my nails done. I just figured out how to do nails myself because saving money, we're saving coin, yes. But there's always that decision between, am I going to spend it over here, or am I going to spend it over here? If I'm spending it over here, then I'm not spending it over here. It becomes difficult over time because people often will start to take that personally. Like, oh, we never see you, or you never come to do such and such with us. It's because I am making active decisions to pour into my future. And unfortunately, that leaves a lot of people out a lot of the times. And then the other side of that is, I have been successfully living off of music for the better part of 4 years. I have a quota that I am living by. I have a very strict budget because, as I explained in another video, you don't really have control over the influx of money that comes in from doing music. So you got to kind of get it when you can get it. And when you make a large lump sum, it's not like I can spend all of that money in one place. I am tucking it away for those rainy days that are inevitably going to come, especially once October rolls around, once the weather gets colder. People, they trying to be booed up. They're trying to go travel. They're trying to buy Christmas presents. dance and do Thanksgiving and all kinds of things. They're trying to drink on New Year's. They're not worried about spending in the studio. So my money very much can slow down in that slow season. So I have to account for all of those things. And again, that question pops up. Well, do I spend my money here or do I spend it over here? Relationships have also taken a toll when it comes to me pursuing my dreams. Most notably, and especially as a woman, it's the amount of jealousy and control that I often come across, where this is a very male-dominated industry. I am a female engineer. A lot of times that means I have to spend long hours with other men. For anyone that I am romantically interested in, it has been difficult over the years to find someone, even if they're in the same industry, even if they do what I do, they find difficulty in trusting me around these people. Or they'll tell me, it's not you I don't trust, it's the people that you're around because I don't know them. I deal with jealousy. I deal with men trying to tell me when I can take sessions, oh, you can still work, but don't take any sessions or don't be working past 10 o'clock. Well, that's not realistic, especially on the weekends when people want to come in after work or people want to come in after the club. And especially with weekends being the busiest times, that's not really possible for me to deny people working past a certain time. We will go literally from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m., if the artist has the money and the time. So it's just not feasible. And it's caused a lot of friction in relationships. And it's been the end of relationships as well. And on the other spectrum of that, outside of the romantic relationships, it's relationships with friends being something that is more tricky to navigate, because even though it is very much a who you know type of industry, it can be hard to differentiate between who is my real friend and who is just someone who needs something from me. Even with clients, I want to consider some of my clients friends, but if I blur the lines too much between business and friendship, then people start to ask for favors, or they start to try to get me to do different things because, oh, we're friends, right? So they think they can just skimp on the business a lot of times because we have that relationship. So I have to be really careful about the boundaries that I'm keeping around people. I have to be really careful about, are people genuinely wanting to be my friend? Or do they see the value that I bring when it comes to this space of music, and they see everything that I'm able to do for myself and they want a piece of that? And then how much are they trying to take from me or extract from me and not pay me, not pour into me, not share their connections? There's always those kinds of questions. Are these people here for me, or are they here for what I can do for them? Even with guys, I've had situations where guys will pretend, well, they're not pretending, let's be honest, but guys will use music as a way to get in with me. And we might go down that road, but it turns out like, actually, I just really needed a dope engineer and you're really dope. You also happen to be pretty, so why wouldn't I push up on you? Those kinds of things. Something else that has really taken a bit of a hit since I've started chasing my dream in music is my confidence. Entertainment industry in general, you are going to hear the word no so many times, and you are going to face so much rejection over the years. How I look, it's how I talk, it's what I'm talking about in my music, it's what kind of music I'm talking about, it's what kind of clothes I'm wearing, it's how many followers do I have on social media. Oh, you don't have enough, so you have to pay this much more now because you don't have as big of a following as such and such over here. Oh, you're not 25, you're not 22, you're not 18. You're too old. And so I take a lot of hits to my confidence when it comes to this entertainment industry. It can be very disheartening, but after a while, I kind of just have learned to let it roll off my back. A no is a no. I'm going to get a yes from somewhere. So now I'm at a point where the no's don't bother me as much. And there have been plenty of instances where I was wondering why something didn't pop off for me, because I felt like I was more talented or I was more valuable in a situation. But those no's actually ended up being protection from a very shady situation or just gross things that were happening behind the scenes. And I ended up being grateful for some of the things that I did not get to do. Something about entertainment, right? Everybody is going to have an opinion. Everybody has a motive. Everybody has a specific thing that they are searching for. If somebody tells you no, do not take it personally. You just don't fit what they're looking for in the moment. A lot of times, keep in mind that sometimes that no, that rejection is for your protection. Another thing that's taken a hit and that has cost me dearly in my pursuit of music is my trust. Because of how long I have been working to be a success within music, I find that I have a warped view of how people are and what their intentions are. Like I said before, there's always this worry of, am I being seen for who I am, or do people want to be around me just because of what I am, what I do, the value that I offer in a situation? So it really does mess up my desire to even want to meet new people or be introduced to other people. And I find myself falling into that same mindset of, well, what's the point of me getting to know such and such, or what's the point of hanging out with such and such? I don't hang out with people for fun as much as I used to. Like, definitely not how it was in college, right? It is, what is this person doing for me, or what do they want from me? And so my trust in people, that they are just good people, or that they just want to hang out and they just want to have fun, it's totally shot. Like, I don't trust anybody, and I don't put anything past anybody. I believe that anybody is capable of doing anything. It doesn't matter who you are, how long I've known you, what we've been through together. Anybody is capable of anything. And I just have developed this demeanor of, well, if they do something to me, that sucks, but I guess I know who you are now. And in some ways that's really sad, and it's made me numb, but in other ways it's just part of that tough skin. It's part of that guard that you develop when you are dealing with the kind of people that I've dealt with in this industry. And let's not even get started on the business side of things. There's so many shady business dealings that go on, or times that, like, I was in the room with people writing songs, engineering, doing the background vocals. But in music, you know, songs take like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years to come out. After so long, people forget who was in the room with them when they made those songs. So people are not including me in the credits, or it's a power play. You know, as an audio engineer, I'm lower on the totem pole. I'm lower in the hierarchy. So I'm getting written out of credits, even though I suggested things that made the song better. Or as an audio engineer, as the recording engineer, I'm doing certain sound effects that's adding the character to the song. That is a creative contribution, but you would be really hard pressed to get people to give you credit for those things, and to remember that you did those things, and to remember to add you on the paperwork. Just give me 1 or 2 points on the record. You know what I'm saying? People will find any kind of which way to not pay you, which has also warped my trust in people. So that's another cost to pursuing dreams. How I relate to people, how I think of people, and how I approach relationships with people. I'm very hesitant on a lot of fronts. So to wrap up this video and answer the question, is it worth it? My honest answer on this is I don't know, because I'm not done pursuing. Like, I am in active pursuit of the music. With music, especially in entertainment, it's one of those things where we really don't know until time tells. And time is the only factor that we're waiting on. I do not control the outcome. The only thing that I control is what I've been putting into it, and the effort that I've been putting towards it, and how much of myself and my time and my money and my energy I've been investing into this, how much I've been investing into other people. The only thing that I can hope for is, with everything that I've put into this, I hope I'm sowing the proper seeds. I hope I'm going to reap the benefit very soon. I hope that this is not all for nothing. I hope I reach a certain level of success, but I really don't know, you know? And is it me being stubborn? Is it me being delusional? Yeah. I think to pursue success in the entertainment industry, you have to be stubborn. You have to be a little delulu, because this is definitely a long game. And if anybody's trying to make a quick buck within music, within movies, that's just not how this goes. Yes, you can get lucky and maybe go viral, but do you have the chops to survive the industry? Do you have the chops to remain relevant within it? Like someone who's like a Beyonce, who has well over 30 years in the industry. It is really hard to do that, and it takes a lot. Things that we can't even imagine, things that we will never be privy to, because they are never going to allow it to go public. There's a lot that people go through to get to the point that they're at, which is why we also need to be careful not to compare ourselves to anyone. But as far as is it worth it, I do have moments where I feel like, wow, I can directly see the fruits of my labors in front of me. Everything is coming to fruition fruition. So yes, I have my rewarding moments. There's also those moments where I've been knocked down so many times and taken advantage of, and people trying to do me wrong in more ways than one. But overall, that is not a definitive answer that I can give. I can tell you though, I'm not stopping anytime soon. I've been going at this thing ever since I was little. I've been singing since I was 3, writing since I was 8, professionally pursuing this since 2013. I'm not stopping. The time is going to pass anyway. So I'm just going to keep improving on the foundation that I have, improving on the skills that I have. I'm just going to keep getting better and better. And I'm going to see how far I can take this thing at the end of my life. Hopefully it won't take that long now. But at the end of my life, I can say that I did and I am doing everything possible to make my dreams a reality. That is going to conclude Lex Chat for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this helped you or if you could relate, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. In the comments, let me know of any topics you want me to chat about. But my name is LexC. Until then, peace.
Drink that, yeah. Gonna lean that, yeah. Gonna pop that. Oh, yeah. I think I wanna get right now. If I said I didn't want it, I'd be lying right now. Used to be a goody two shoes. I thought I was too cool till life broke me down. Now the only thing broken down is my and the liquor when I pass around. But I don't even gotta pass around. It's just me and the liquor. Now I'm going down.